Hello everyone, it's Toxic, and today I will show you my fully automatic minecart and chest minecart station for beta 173. So how it works is that we have a button that says request minecart here. When we push it, we get a minecart popping out from here. And then when we are ready to go, we simply hop into it, and it automatically sends us off. And when we come back, we get stopped here. Then we simply hop out of the minecart, step on this pressure plate, and it goes back into the storage. But that's not all. Right here we have a button that says request/send chest minecart, and there's our chest minecart, which we can put stuff into. And then we simply hit the button, and then we wait for this torch to light up. That indicates when our chest minecart is ready to go. But then, let's say we forgot to put something into it, so we can push this button again and wait a bit. There's a chest minecart, so now we can put something else in there in case we need it. But then let's send it back to the starting point, and then when we get another minecart and go on our journey, we have a chest minecart following us. But when we come back, as you saw, the chest minecart goes into that little hole, and then it pops out back in here. And again, this minecart simply goes back into the storage. So here's how it looks without all of the unnecessary blocks. Yeah, I know this might look a bit intimidating, but honestly, it's not super complicated. It's more just my messy wiring. Obviously, I didn't come up with it completely myself. This part with the stopper, this was done by Setbling, and also you see this little trapdoor stopper, that's also Setbling's design. And this little minecart storage, I don't actually know who came up with it, but I saw it in a Boxblayer's tutorial. But yeah, everything else I kinda connected all by myself. And yeah, let's get to building it. So here's the list of materials you will need for this. Stack and 27 redstone, 18 repeaters, 28 redstone torches, 10 sticky pistons, 66 powered rails. Yeah, I know it's not exactly a cheap design in that department, but it is what it is. 5 detector rails, 14 regular rails, 2 pressure plates, 2 buttons, 1 trapdoor, 1 soul sand, 1 slab of any kind. Around 3 stacks of building blocks. Obviously, if you're building underground, you won't need as much, but for building in open space, I counted around 3 stacks of blocks. And then, obviously, a minecart with chest, and up to 5 regular minecarts. Now, as you might know, redstone in beta is directional, meaning that right there on the F3 screen where it says F1, 2, 3, or 0, that's the direction that you're facing, and I will be showing how to build for the 1 and 3 direction, and for 0 and 2 you will need some adjustments that I will show you at the end of this video. Let's start with the main rail line. I'm gonna build 2 blocks up from here, then a line of 5 blocks, soul sand, 9 more blocks here. And then on this side we're gonna go 2 blocks up, and from there down, and 6 more blocks like that. Then we're gonna have an angled powered rail here, a detector rail, this we can remove now. Right here we want to have a curved regular rail that will curve like that, so in that direction. We can remove this now. Then over here we gonna have 3 blocks with rails on top, then another power rail here, a detector rail, 3 more powered rails, a regular one, a power rail, and a detector rail. On this side, we just gonna have a line of power rails. Here we're gonna have a block and a pressure plate right here. From this rail, we wanna go down one block on this side, 4 blocks out like that, a power rail here, this needs to be connected, a regular rail here, another one regular rail here, and this is gonna actually be 5 blocks, a detector rail here, and an angled power rail like that. Then from this middle rail, we're gonna go out 1 block, place a power rail here, this also needs to be connected like that. Then we go up 4 blocks, like that. Place more power rails. From this block, we're gonna go 12 more into this direction, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then place power rails like that, so up to 4 blocks here, and 3 rails here. Over here we're gonna have a regular rail going into this direction. We're actually gonna have a block here for later, then a regular rail, obviously connect this. Over here we're gonna go 1 block like that, place a power rail on it, then down 2 blocks, and place power rails here, and up to the end of this rail we're gonna go with 2 more power rails, 1 regular one. This can happen, and actually it's, I don't know, it's buggy, but it's an easy fix thanks to the rain. It's an easy fix, just remove this rail, and then we're gonna continue our path right here. Go down 2 more blocks, place a power rail and a detector rail here. Then we're gonna have a regular one, 2 more power rails. From here we're gonna have 3 more power rails into the regular one, into a power rail. Then here we're gonna go up 2 blocks, 3 actually, and place our rails like that. Make sure this one is also angled. Then here where we have our curved rail, go down 2 blocks, place 3 blocks like that with power rails on top, then go up another block, place 3 more blocks like that, have a 2 regular rails here, powered one here, then we go up until we are 1 block higher than this one, so that's what, 5 blocks I guess? Let's see, yeah, 5 blocks up, and have power rails going like that. Then go up to this block and put 3 more blocks like this, and simply finish this part. And we also need to put back this rail. So now let's power all the rails we need. So we place a torch here, a torch here, also we will need this block later, then another torch here. Yeah, this can happen, this is annoying, but it's an easy fix. This is also needs to be powered. It really doesn't matter where you put the torch, I'll put it there. Then another torch here. For this we're gonna place a torch here, and also you will need a block right here to power these rails. For these rails, place a block underneath this regular rail, and so it powers it like that with a torch. This rail, it really doesn't matter however you want to power it, so from the bottom, or maybe like that, really doesn't matter. And as the last torch, we want to put this one here, so it powers the top part. Now let's make our minecart buttons. So from this rail, we're gonna go up 1 block, On these two blocks, we're gonna have our buttons like that. Behind them, we're gonna place sticky pistons with block on them. Then here, we're gonna go down 2 blocks, place torches. Here, we want to have a line going like that, up to here. And just place a redstone on top. Here we want to have another sticky piston facing this way. Might actually be a good idea to place blocks here as well, just in case something happens. And place a slab right here. Then from this torch we're gonna have a staircase going down just like that. That will power our rails right here. Now let's build our arrival mechanism. So we're gonna have a pressure plate here. Then underneath these 2 blocks we want to have sticky pistons facing upwards, like that. And here as well. And then behind these rails we need 3 sticky pistons, like that. This is temporary, we can remove. Also make sure to have a block right here. Then behind these pistons we want to have blocks like that. Another block here. Then place a torch on top of these ones, this one, and this one. From here we want to have a redstone line, simply going to our pressure plate. Now for this side we want to have under this detector rail blocks with redstone going like that. A block here, redstone torch on this side. Then here 3 blocks like that, redstone here, and a repeater with a 4-tick delay. Then 1 more block here, and now it should work. So when we step on our pressure plate, this block pops out and we have 2 rails here. And if I take a minecart, put it here, yeah, we should have this rail and this block. Activating. Now where are we going? Next, let's hook up the pistons to our departure rail, so to say. So we're just gonna have blocks with redstone going like that. Let's take more redstone, go over here, and simply connect into this block, and have a repeater here, and redstone just like that. So when we have our minecart here, we have all the rails extended. Next, let's build the chest minecart indicator. So from this detector rail, we're gonna have redstone going like that. Then a repeater with max delay here. Another redstone on the block. Here we're gonna have a redstone torch. And this is what's called a monostable circuit, which basically transforms redstone input into a 1-tick pulse, which will allow us to have this piston right here spit out its block. Let me quickly demonstrate it. Just like that, whenever we have our signal. But this piston is not placed here. Instead, we're gonna have a repeater going into a block, and now we have our piston. So here we are actually like this. We're gonna have a torch with a repeater here. Then over here we are gonna place redstone, 2 repeaters on max delay, going into 2 blocks like that, with redstone on top. Then 2 more blocks with max delay repeaters into a block, and blocks like that, and another repeater on max delay, and this is where our torch is gonna be. Now down here we wanna place a sticky piston like that. Go away. A block here, repeater, and redstone line connecting from there. Here we wanna connect this redstone line to this piston, and going up here, we wanna have 5 blocks like that with redstone on top. Then we go down 2 blocks like that. Have more blocks here. Simply a redstone going into a block and going into a torch that will power this rail right here. This is basically a detection of whether our chest minecart is going from the actual station or it's coming from that direction from another station. So it will go either here or here. Speaking of the chest minecart, let's connect the actual station for it. So here we want to go up 2 blocks like that, and then have 2 repeaters on max delay here, redstone here, 3 more blocks going here, and a trapdoor like that. Next, let's build a circuit that will separate our minecart from the chest minecart on arrival. So from this detector rail, we're gonna have a repeater on max delay, redstone going into a block, going into another repeater without with 1 tick delay. Then here we want to have another block with a redstone torch going into this rail. Underneath that, have another redstone torch, and from this redstone line, we just want to connect it to this block right here. And the last thing in terms of the wiring is that we want to connect this button to be actually able to request our chest minecart back. So from here, have a repeater going into this big redstone line, then another repeater here going into a block, 5 redstone like that. Then we have the torch here. Well, it's just an example. It may not be there, but anyways, 5 redstone like that. And here we're gonna have a little torch tower going like that. A block here, in the last torch here, and connect up this redstone just like that. So that is pretty much the last thing, but one thing you need to do is to have some kind of blocks. It really doesn't matter which ones. You can use glass, you can use whatever you want to just cover this up. Like, potentially you could only have 2 blocks just like that, and in most cases that will be enough. But just to be safe, because beta is very inconsistent, it's better to cover this up like that. Now we can just simply put the minecarts here, or for example even use this part where they actually supposed to go, and as you can see they stack up nicely here. And also one thing you want to have is any kind of block right here. It could be a slab, it could be a full block, it really doesn't matter. But the reason for why you need this block is that because sometimes the minecart, when coming from this direction and curving over this rail, if there isn't a block here, sometimes it can hit this detector rail, and then these rails will get broken, and you don't want to have that. And a couple of things about making it all look nice. Over this pressure plate, you can't have any solid blocks, otherwise you will be hitting your head when entering the minecart. So this block, it needs to be transparent, either a slab, a stair, or glass. And for this rail, well, in my world I have the slabs going over like that. So it covers it up, but you can't have a block right here, otherwise the minecart will get stuck underneath the slab. And the literally the only way I found how to avoid it getting stuck is by using a sign. I know it's not pretty because it leaves a gap here, but it's literally the only way that you can cover this hole up. Like, even the painting doesn't work here. So, about the directions. As you can see, this is built on 1-3 axis. But on 0-2 axis, you will have some issues with curving rails. So, for example, this one will curve this way, and in that case, you will need to power it up so that it changes the direction. And the same thing with all the other curved rails that are being powered and depowered. So, for example, this one, you will need to not have power here. So, I don't know, for example, I don't know, do something like this, I guess. But also, yeah, this will probably need to be something like that. Well, you will have to experiment with that and see what works for you. And that also includes this rail right here, because it's being powered by this torch, and a rail right here that's being powered by this torch. So yeah, there you will probably just need to invert the signal that powers this rail. So, for example, having a torch here instead of redstone. But yeah, that should be it. As a last thing, let me build a track here and we will test it out. Alright, we have our track right there. So let's test first, I guess, the chest minecart. And it loops back around. And that's because we have the redstone torch lit up here while we have the chest minecart here. So if that happens, we just need to move this block over here, just like that. So now the torch is turned off, indicating that we still have the chest minecart here. And now if we press the button, it goes into the starting position and the torch lights up. So now let's call our regular minecart, hop into it, and yeah, now we have our chest minecart following us. Then we get stopped here, minecart goes back around in here, and if we press the pressure plate, we have our regular minecart going back into the storage. So I think that should be it. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. See ya!